In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to back up your QuickBooks company data file, and then afterwards, I'm going to show you how to restore that very same company file. Okay, all right, so we're going to start off with the backup. All right, and to back up your QuickBooks company file, just start off by opening QuickBooks and then open your company file or the company file that you want to actually back up. All right, once the company file is open, click on File in the upper left, and then click on Backup Company File, and then click on Create Local Backup. All right, on the Create Backup screen, you're going to select Local Backup in this case, unless of course you have you've subscribed to the online backup option. All right, once you click on Local Backup, you're going to go ahead and click on Options right below it, and then right here where it says local backup only, tell us where to save your backup copies. All right, required. Click on Browse, all right, and then select the destination for your backup file. All right, now in this situation, we usually advise that you back your company file up to an external device, like such as a flash drive or an external hard drive or even a CD or DVD. All right, but definitely not to store it on the system where that you're actually working from, right? Because just in case something happens to the system you're working on, you don't want to lose your company data and also the backups altogether. Okay, you want to limit. You don't want to put all your eggs in the same basket. All right. Okay. The next option is going to add the date and time. All right, that's usually suggested. All right. And then the next option is limit the number of backup copies in this folder to 3. It depends on the size of the drive. Usually we don't use this. All right? Usually we have, in reference to backups, we believe that you rarely can have too many. All right, so we usually change this to something bigger, maybe 10 or more. Okay. All right. Next, underneath that, it's gonna on the online and local backup. It has an option to remind you when you close QuickBooks so many times. All right, to back up. All right. 4 is the default. All right, that's okay. All right, and then the next option is under the backup verification. Okay, you have 3 options: no verification, quicker verification, and complete verification. All right, no verification is real simple. It does not check the company, the backup company file for errors. Okay, we never advise that option. The second option is the quicker verification, where it checks the most important parts of the company file, the backup for errors. All right, and then the third option is the complete verification option. All right, which is what we suggest. All right, because in reference to your company data, you don't want to take any chances. All right, it just takes a little bit more time depending on the size of your file. All right, to completely verify the file. Okay, all right, so we're going to leave complete verification. All right, and then we're going to go ahead. All right, we have the external drive selected. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and click OK. All right, then we're going to click Next. All right, and then at this point you can schedule it for future backups, or you can actually save it and schedule it, or just schedule. All right, so for this situation we're going to go ahead and just actually select to save it now. Okay, we're going to go to Next. All right, and it's going to have you verify, in reference to the name. You can actually change the name here at this point if you actually want. All right, and since I'm using a sample, I'll just leave it the way it is. We're going to go ahead and click Save. All right, since we're just backing up a company file, it's going to be pretty fast. So right now at this point, it's just verifying the data. Now this is a virtual machine, which is about the only reason why it's running so slow. All right, now what it just did there, it actually verified the data before it actually performed the backup, if you were actually curious about that. All right, it's backing up the data now, and then there should be another verification afterwards. We'll give it a second. All right, it's almost done with the initial backup, and then the verification should be next. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. It's done. All right. So we'll go ahead and click OK. All right. Now, if you actually need to restore the company file, all right, let's just wait for it to come back up. Okay, if you need to, let's say you need to restore a company file from a backup, right? Because of maybe some kind of errors, or you need to actually look at some data that's been removed by accident or on purpose. Okay, now if you need to restore the company file, okay, go ahead and click on, with QuickBooks open, of course, click on File. All right, and then click on Backup Company File. Well, I'll tell you what, actually click on Open and Restore Company, sorry. All right, and then click on Restore a backup copy. All right, click Next. All right, in this case, it's a local backup. Go ahead and click Next. All right, locate the backup file that you actually want to restore. Now, we've only created one. All right, and it, of course, it has the date and all, so we're going to go ahead and select it and select Open. All right. Then it's going to ask you where do you want to restore it. All right. By default, you can restore it anywhere, but the easiest, the best place to restore it is where your original company files, where your company files are located, by default. All right, which is within the QuickBooks directory. All right. Now, if you want to name this something different from, the company file that you're actually using now, just in case you want to actually be able to swap back and forth between both company files, you might want to go ahead and actually rename this as something else, maybe like number 2 or underscore temp, or anything that you actually choose. Okay. All right, once you've made your selection, I'm just going to put a 2 here. Go ahead and click Save. And depending on the size of your company file and your system specs, this could take very little time, or it could actually take a few minutes to actually complete. Okay. Okay, that's okay. All right, we'll go ahead and actually just okay past that. Just a little warning. Okay. And it's, of course, saying that it's a sample. All right. And all right, the data has been restored successfully. All right, now that is basically it for actually restoring a company file, okay, from a backup. All right, and that actually completes this tutorial.